Hi guys, hope you're doing well. Well, I was stopped by the police yesterday. In between the rain, I thought I was desperate to take my classic 350 out for a ride, and I needed to go into Diss, which is our local big town from our village. I thought I'm going to take Ernie too, and I did. And on the A road, I was pulled over by a police officer who was behind me, put his blues and twos on, and pulled me over. And I wasn't speeding. I couldn't work out what it was to start with. I was thinking, what have I done? Did I not indicate? I was just, all these things were going through my head as I was being pulled over. And they got out of their car. There was two of them, and one of them came over to me and said, "Do you know why we pulled you over?" And I said, "I'm hoping it's not for the kilo of coke in my rucksack." I didn't say that. I said, "I'm not quite sure, no." And they said, "Your number plate is illegal," which I knew. And I'm putting my hands up. It's silly to ride round. I mean, it's all right around the country, but it's not really. It's not legally right to ride around the country lanes with my number plate. But to go out on the A roads, that's just really asking for it, because that's where you do see police officers. I don't think I've seen a police officer in any of the villages that I've ridden around on my bike. But on the A road, you're going to bump into a cop. There's no doubt. And the reason my number plate is illegal, well, actually, it turns out there's two reasons. The first one, both of which I knew, the first one is it's black and silver. And you can't have a black and silver number plate unless your bike is pre 1973 or 40 years or older. And that's on a rolling, that rolls over every year. In April, it rolls over, so it's a rolling 40 years. And also, it has to be registered with the DVLA as a historic vehicle. So it has to be an old bike, basically, or an old car. And mine isn't. And he said, the cop that I was chatting to said to me, I'm a biker and I own a Royal Enfield. And he said, I knew straight away that wasn't a classic bike, even though it looks like one. And he said, I knew that was only a couple of years old, which it is. 3 years old this year. And I said, yeah, I realise it. I'm sorry. And I said, to be honest with you, I've got the number plate, the full size number plate, in my rucksack, which I do. I always carry it in my rucksack. And if I'm going out on a big journey, I do tend to put the legal one on. The legal size is 9x7. And I will show you in a minute how big that is. But not only, obviously, was it illegal as in the colour, but as he said, it's also the size. I think mine is 8x6. So it's only slightly smaller. Again, that's illegal. So that can, apparently, you can get a £1,000 fine. And I was thinking, oh my God. I told the cop about my YouTube channel after our conversation, because he was a really good guy. He said, I'm a biker too. And he said, you've got the number plate, put the number plate on your bike now. And he said, and I'll just let you off with a warning, which was really kind of him, because it's my own silly fault. And I deserve, if I'm going to break the law, however minor in my head that is, it's still breaking the law. I deserve to get punished if I get caught. And yeah, so I put my hands up. The funny thing is, he said to me, he said, I totally agree with you. He said, I think the bike looks better with a black and silver number plate. And he said, and obviously the number plates are huge and it does spoil the back end of a bike. And he was agreeing with everything I sort of, for the reasons to why I had a smaller number plate in black and silver. But he said, the law is the law. And he's right. So thank you, Mr. Police Officer. Hopefully he'll be watching this video. And I just want to say thank you so much. He was a good guy. He's got a Royal Enfield Inceptor. I don't know if I mentioned that, which he bought brand new in 2018, and he's done 30,000 miles on it. That's quite incredible. So he was a biker, which I think helped. And yeah, he was a good guy. So, but it's my own fault. It's my own fault. I shouldn't be riding around with that number plate because it is illegal. But it just looks so much better, in my opinion, than the massive yellow and black sort of sail that you've got on the back of your bike. Let me spin the camera in. And I will show you, I haven't got my actual numplates in my rucksack still, but I'll show you another numplate which is the same size, and you can tell me what you think. Oh, before I do, it's Thursday today. It's Alive tonight. Come along, 7 p.m. in the garage. We're doing a live. We can talk about anything you like. In illegal numplates, if you're selling your bike, you can give us a shout, and we can mention it to everybody. If you want to swap your wife for a new one, you can talk about that too. Anything you like. 7 o'clock tonight. It's always a good laugh. And yeah, right. Let me spin the camera in. Right. So this is obviously mine's a private plate, but the size of it is illegal, and obviously the colour, it should be yellow with black letters. So I am, yeah, very illegal. I've put it back on because obviously I'm in the garage now. Before anyone says, oh, you haven't changed it, I will going forward, because I don't want to get caught again, especially by that cop, because that would just be, yeah, that's not right, is it? But let me show you the full size numplate. Unfortunately, my numplate's in my rucksack, so I'm going to use this one that I must have taken off another bike at some point. Look at the difference. Yes. Anyway, it's my own fault. You can have a go at me if you want. I've seen a lot worse, if I'm honest with you. I've seen sports bikes that have a tiny little strip of a number plate. Literally, you can't read it. But I think you can read mine fine. But as he said, it's the law. The law's the law, and I need to abide by the law. Right, the brace on the back of these panniers are going on today. Very excited. The panniers apparently are arriving tomorrow. They are definitely smaller than the other ones I bought, but I just had to get ones that didn't hit the exhaust. Right, guys, hopefully I'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. I'm gonna have a little drink, as I always do on my lives. And as I said, you can pop on just to say hello. It's always nice to put YouTube usernames to people. I really like that. So yeah, hop on if you can. 7 p.m. tonight, I'll be doing a live. Ride safe, guys.